To highlight some of the functions. Some of the functions of the Commission to include to license, regulate, supervise, and perform oversight functions over organizations, associations, corporate and non-corporate, or similar bodies engaged in organizing and coordinating the movement of persons from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia to perform Hajj or Umrah, and providing accommodation, transportation, and other services relating to performance of Hajj and Umrah to pilgrims in Saudi Arabia. Liaise and coordinate with the appropriate government authorities and organs of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on the rules and regulations governing entry and staying in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for purposes of Hajj and Umrah, including all appropriate immigration, passport, and related, as well as consular services. Coordinate the provision of health, financial, security, customs, immigration, and related services to persons proceeding to or returning from Saudi Arabia to perform Hajj or Umrah. Ensure establishment and management of pilgrims camps and related facilities, equipment, and such other necessary materials. Establish and maintain an adequate information system and library of books and other relevant publications, as well as cinematography and other facilities for use by persons interested or desirous of undertaking a pilgrimage. The library, when established by the Commission, can be made open to the public as should be determined by the Commission. Establish and maintain a biometric data bank of all Nigerian intending pilgrims for Hajj and Umrah. Conduct education and enlightenment campaigns on Hajj and Umrah in all states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. Appoint such number of medical practitioners and medical staff as it deems fit. Issue guidelines and rules that will ensure that State Pilgrim Welfare Board and agencies provide appropriate welfare services and guidance for pilgrims. Do such other things as are conducive or incidental to the discharge of the foregoing functions, provided that this subsection shall not be interpreted as conferring any additional functions on the Commission, and regulate and control in and outside Nigeria all matters concerning the welfare of Nigerian pilgrims, and to formulate policies in connection herewith. It is worthy to note that with the establishment of National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, tremendous achievements have been recorded in the management of Hajj and Umrah to date. So, as far as the reform is concerned in Hajj, this document, the Act 2006, like we have said, or myself and Barrister Wabangida have tallied that these documents need to be evaluated, reassessed, and sections that prove difficult to implement or certain inconsistencies should be mapped out and passed back to the National Assembly for review of the Act. This thing should have been overdue now for the Commission and the National Assembly to make arrangement to review the National Act, including structure, including department. There are even the mandate now. The issue, for instance, of Hajj Service Scheme is one aspect. Establishment of library is one aspect. There are also, even when you go deep inside, there should be by the Act the maintenance of register of tour operators, which I doubt whether it's been done or not. So these are some of the issues that should be carved out and passed back to the National Assembly to review, because the document is a National Assembly document. So it is not possible to close any review. Once the Act is reviewed, the activities of the Commission are reformed. Some of those areas are corrected. I think automatically reforms in tour operator industry would equally follow. This is what I feel should be taken note of. The tour operator industry today has continued to grow from strength to strength. And what is being witnessed here today includes the effort made intended to review the journey so far of the tour operator industry and suggest improvements. In addition, the industry has grown to reckon with in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. There is no doubt that the future would be bright for the industry of tour operator business. Why am I saying this? Because as it obtains in other parts of the world, Saudi are day in, day out improving the minimum standard. One day we'll just wake up and see or hear from the Saudi, from their body language, that all allocation of pilgrims across the board in the country must follow the process of tour operator industry. Because it is them that has the requirements to process travel of pilgrims. So in the light of that, I want to recommend some of the areas supposedly you can reform the tour operator business. One, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria should assist the tour operators to maintain the domiciliary accounts, both at home and in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and as well facilitate their activities, especially in the transfer of funds to the Kingdom for operational purposes. Two, inclusion of prospective intended pilgrims of tour operators to benefit from any government support provided to pilgrims. Three, appointing a dedicated air carrier for interested tour operators, in addition to the slot available through scheduled commercial flights. Then allocating an economic number. When you allocate a small number to a tour operator, that leads to its loss in business. You are only creating more problem for the company than assisting it to grow. So where you are not able to allocate an economic number, you can encourage tour operators to grow on joint venture basis, so that some elements of effectiveness and efficiency in service delivery could be guaranteed. The next one is developing strategies for ease of doing business. The Commission should do everything possible to ease the way of doing business for tour operators, so that they can enjoy the support of the Commission, both here in Nigeria and in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So also providing avenues to guard against to guard and protect the business interests of tour companies, like I said, both at home and in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and then immediate release of bank guarantees after successful conduct of Hajj operation. And instead of day in, day out, increasing charges, because in a way the Commission is not there just for revenue making, it's to support service to all those organizations and individuals who are engaged in doing the business of Hajj and Umrah. So also, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria should assist in providing legal services where necessary or where required by the tour operators and to the excellence of the Commission, so that they can be covered in consular matters in Saudi Arabia, so also here at home in Nigeria. Then, finally on this, in the area of pilgrims education and orientation, instead of allowing each tour company to make arrangement for pilgrims education and orientation, it can be incorporated into the general program of pilgrims education and orientation of the Commission, because both pilgrims of the states and the tour operators are Nigerian pilgrims. At this point, I would like to draw the attention of our tour operator companies to ensure that all the agreements that are passed to you in Saudi Arabia in Arabic are properly translated and comprehended by you before signing those agreements. because the Saudis have equally done the same. They have advised their people not to sign any English version of agreements without getting it interpreted for them. And similarly also, the Legal Service Department, I don't know whether it is that of the Commission or you have your own lawyers, should continue to monitor and improve on the agreements, to tighten the clauses. Any additional thing that you should observe should be incorporated into the agreement, and you continue to improve your status and service provision in the eyes of the Commission and as well the public. I would also like to commend the structure of AHUN across the country, and also to commend the peace and tranquility that has been prevailing in the leadership of AHUN. We have never had crisis. At least if it has happened, it has not leaked outside. This is very, very commendable. I urge you all to continue to maintain the tempo and to support your leadership and to also support yourselves. I'm happy as a family. You are operating very well. When we came in here, we were making a lot of observations. And I'm seeing the faces of everybody is happy with the arrangement and seeing the faces of your colleagues. Alhamdulillah. On this note also, I want to further advise that the business of Hajj and Umrah are kind of double benefit service provision. In as much as you make profit, you also garner reward from Almighty Allah, because these are the guests of Allah. Therefore, any package you sell out to pilgrims, make sure you abide by the provision captured in those packages, so that at the end of the exercise, let me tell you, some of the accommodation providers in Saudi Arabia after pilgrims have departed home, they now sit down to pray to Almighty Allah. Oh Allah, you have seen us provide service to our guests. We have finished Hajj and they have gone home. Any little mistake, omission, or commission we have made, please forgive us. Do your best first, and then seek forgiveness from Allah, and Allah will continue to bless your business and continue to prosper. In conclusion, I would like to express my profound thanks and gratitude to the organizers of this conference for finding me worthy to be invited as a non-actor in this business to express my views on the activities of Hajj and Umrah with reference to tour operators. I commend you for organizing this conference at no better time than now in view of the changing trends in our social, political, and economic space of life, especially for those intended pilgrims who choose to patronize the tour operator package. I pray to Almighty Allah to continue to guide our leaders aright, grant us peace in this country, and boost our economic capabilities to be able to catch up with the global best practices, and grant our pilgrims Hajj Mabrur. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursalin, alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.